Remember I just said that I have another guest coming on? I gave you the first name. Well, now you get the second name, Joe Chavira. He's world known. He's been all over the world, but he's also sung with some very prominent people that I'm going to let him talk about it because I'm not going to talk about it because I didn't sing with them. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing great.
You're
Pleasure
looking
to be on
good.
Chef.
It's great to have you on my show, and you've been on many, many shows. So it's a privilege for me to have him on my show because, well, my show's getting bigger and better out there because I got a lot of people coming on, a lot of people doing things. I'm getting a lot of back talk of how great we're doing and how great we are, and having all these singers on, which is what the original, the show, Vegas Live with Ninon, that's where you are, was to help all the performers in Vegas and get them all on and get people to know who they are and what they're doing. And here you are.
Yes.
So you live in Santa Barbara, don't you?
Correct, right.
You and Oprah Winfrey.
Right in that area.
Yeah, in the same area.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Actually, you've got to have a pretty large house. Maybe I should be more friendly to you.
Hey, there you go.
Oh dear, tease. How you
Tease.
doing?
I'm doing great. It's fun to be on your show.
Thank you.
She's full of energy, and I think everybody knows that out there.
I know.
So this
that's
is
just crazy.
Fun
It's
interview.
a fun interview. Yeah. No, that's not me. Now you obviously drove up last week, and you were doing a couple of things, and you were at a some kind of an event.
Yeah, Wednesday was my 5th sold-out performance at the Smith Center, and it was Composer Showcase.
Yes.
And to be on
It's Keith Thompson who puts that together, right?
Yeah, Keith, great guy.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, my friend. Hi, Keith. How are you?
Yeah, hi Keith. The idea is to have artists that write their own music
Yes.
and
then perform.
perform it.
Yes.
So that's the
Now, do they provide the band for you? You come up and you do your singing, but they provide the piano and all that stuff because he keeps that all on stage all the
Right.
time. So you come up with just you and what you have written.
right. Yeah,
Isn't that cool?
I'll go on there and we do like a rehearsal, a sound check prior to the show,
Yes.
and they have the most incredible pianos, musicians that can fit into the show, and the ambiance of the Smith Center and various other places. It's impeccable. It's awesome.
Well, Smith Center's fairly new in Vegas, but
Oh.
it's one of the most prominent places you can play in, that you can be performed there. It's very, very well known. People love it. And the Smith Center is more probably of, we get tourists coming in there, but it's very, very local. As you noticed when we were there Wednesday, I was there Wednesday night. It was fabulous.
Yeah, she was my special guest.
Yeah, I know. It was fabulous. I loved
Ninon
that. I'd
live.
never seen you perform.
Oh,
So this was the first time
That
I'd
was the first
see you
time?
live. Yes.
oh, great.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So what's going on now? What's happening now? Where are you going? What are you doing? Because you're very all over the place.
Yeah, kind of all over the place. I got a chance
Performing.
to work. Yes, to work with some great artists, Olivia Newton-John, Kenny Loggins, David Crosby, and then I met Trini Lopez in 2015, and Trini worked with Sinatra, the Beatles, Elvis.
Yes, Trini Lopez was very, very well known.
Yeah,
How
and
was he as a personal friend to you? Because you became personal friends, didn't you? He loved your writing.
yeah, he was. I call him like the Robin Williams of singing. He always had a joke. We became business partners, and kind of like father and son. He never had any children. And here I am.
So you became his son. How cool is that? Trini Lopez's son. I love it.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, you walk into his house, and the whole house is filled with pictures from President Kennedy, Clint Eastwood, Frank
Everybody, you name
Sinatra,
it.
the Dean, Rat Pack, everybody.
How did he become so famous?
Pardon me?
How did he become so famous?
Well, the short story is he was in Texas and broke. And so he drove to LA and tried to make it. And he got lucky and met Frank Sinatra's producer, Don Costa.
Well, that was pretty lucky.
Yeah, and then they said Sinatra discovers Trini. And in 2015, I met Trini at an event, and there was a piano sitting there, and he walks up to me and he says, "Somebody says you write music." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "How many songs?" I said, "I don't know, around 800. And then he goes, "Well, what instrument do you play?" And I said, "All of them." So he points at this piano, and he says, "Play it." There's no microphone. It's just a piano in the lobby, and I sang a song, we exchanged phone numbers, and he started seeing interviews. Sinatra discovered me, and now I discovered Joe Chavira, and it was such an honor. And now that he's passed, I pay a lot of tribute in all my performances to Trini. He was a great guy.
He was a good guy. To you,
Yeah.
he was excellent. I mean, he was good to the world, but he was also good to you.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely amazing. To be able to meet people like this, because when you're in a performer, but you've still got to be good, and you've got to be in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
So you were obviously very good, and also in the right place. And then you kind of took, I'm not going to say took advantage of it, but you knew the opportunity you had there,
Right.
and you weren't going to pass that up.
No.
And after writing 800 songs, you surely had a song to sing.
And him and I broke a record, 50 songs, 3 albums in 9 months. And
But you two wrote together?
Yeah.
Apart from your 800 you'd already written?
Right.
Holy man. Where do you get all these songs from? How, you know.
Well, I write really fast, and I don't write at all for numbers to say 800.
No,
I write
no.
because it's so much fun, and
You got the inspiration?
Yeah, movies and meeting people, and I do a lot of movies in my head, fantasies. When I play the piano, I have it right in the front room. The guitar, the drums, they're all there. So if I hear,
And then you fantasize.
I fantasize about.
I fantasize, but not with a piano. We won't go there.
Yeah. So
Got him laughing.
the walking on the beach, I get a lot of ideas.
Oh, that must be fabulous.
Yeah, and I
love
imagine
the beach.
with that right. I'm single, but I imagine I'm with this great girl. It just makes me feel so good. And sometimes I see a
Ninon.
face. Yeah. There you go. Ninon smiles so fine,
All right.
'cause she blows my mind. Ninon.
Keep going, keep going.
Oh. And the show's so fine.
I love it, I love it. That's on the spur of the moment.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Wrote a song for you.
There you are. To be continued.
Yes.
Not the interview. The song. No, the interview. Both. So that's how you do it. So you could be walking anywhere. You could be driving. You could be
Yeah.
doing anything. You could be eating. You could be having a drink or whatever the case may be. And these things come into your head of how to put it all together. Not many people can do it like that.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for it too, because I think when you're blessed with a talent like that,
Yes.
and acting, singing, I think if you bolster yourself and act kind of like, I think your friends around you start going, yeah, and when you act completely thankful, which I am,
Yes.
I get so much love from
Everybody.
the next layer
Well,
of people.
because you're
the
very
next layer.
humble. You're very humble with the talent that you have. You're not very. There's a lot of people like that, but you know, especially the high ups. Like a Sinatra was very humble. I spoke to Sinatra. I was in his house. Had a lovely conversation. But he was so humble.
Right. Yeah.
He was so nice and so humble. And I've met many of them. Carl Malden was another one. And he said to my husband, he said, "I'm just like you. I got a job. I act. You got a job. You sell real estate. Same thing."
Right. Yeah.
So and I think you're absolutely right. When you're humble and you don't sort of, you know, and I've got
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
I've had quite a few people say, "Well, you've got to come to my house and interview me." And I said, "Oh, really? Okay." Well, I never get that. You know, which is nice to do, but no, I don't. You know, be humble.
Well, I had 2 really incredible parents. My dad was from Texas, like where Trini was from,
Yeah.
and he was a jazz drummer. He taught me to play jazz drums when I was 6. And then we go to Pasadena, and my grandma had a piano. And so my brothers and sisters would run to the cookie jar. I'd run to the right and start playing.
And the piano.
Yeah, and
So
teach
how
myself
old
something.
were you when you first started playing the piano?
About 6, 6.5,
6
7.
and a half. And then you play all instruments, right?
Right.
It's always bothered me, well, not bothered me, but I've always been intrigued about people that sing, that seem to be able to play all these different instruments. Is it sort of connected when you sing, you have all these instruments playing, you know which one, and you kind of learn by them?
Yeah, I kind of self-taught myself like 3 things at once. When I'm teaching myself as a kid to play the piano,
Yes.
I was also singing, you know, songs and
Yeah.
coming up with songs while I'm teaching myself to sing and play the piano.
And play the piano. And then you got the drums on the side. Bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum.
And my dad had those in the front room.
Yeah.
You know, and
And yeah, because I heard you play at Kim's house the other day, a couple
Oh,
of weeks
that's
ago,
right.
and you were playing the drums.
We had a Super Bowl
Super Bowl
party,
and it was
and there's a drum set, so I played a solo.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it was fabulous.
It was fun.
So what have you got coming up? What's going on?
okay, now a lot more performances. I have a new album called No Reasons, Joe Chavira. I've written some songs for movies, and I want to get into acting now because I'm getting a lot of new attention.
You want to act?
Yeah, I want to act.
You'd be a good actor. Joe Chavira, headliner.
There you go. Promoter, Ninon.
I'll promote Joe Chavira. Boom, boom, Ninon de Rosa. Put the two together. Who are those two?
Hey, there you go.
Well, come and find out.
But I want to do acting, and now that some of my songs are in some movies, I want to continue utilizing these songs for different movies. I want to hear a good script, and then
So you can have your own music in your own movies.
there you go. Right.
You've got enough
That'd
of
be
them. You've got enough music. You've got enough to choose from.
Yeah.
Do you write any jazz?
Yeah, a little.
A little?
I go from
Okay.
pop, ballads, a little country, because country's really popular,
Yes.
to some blues. That, like playing a guitar here on the show, you have to think of a ballad that hits the heart.
Okay, well, he's just opened up a whole bag of worms for himself. Because can you play?
And I'll play you.
Can you play something for me?
Sure, I'd love
Where's
to.
the guitar? Oh, it's right there. It magically
appears right here.
appeared. So he prepared for all this, and I didn't even know. What are you going to sing?
Okay, this song is called Echo Sounds of Love, and everybody's had love and lost it. So the
It's
song
better to
is
be loved than never loved at all.
right.
Always
True.
remember that. It's better to loved ones or being loved than never loved at all. That was from my father. My dad told me that.
That's excellent. I
Isn't
love
that
it.
nice? There's a song about that.
So this kind of encompasses exactly what Ninon said. From Vegas Live, Ninon, Joe Chavira singing Echo Sounds of Love. I hope you like it. Because echo voices of my love that's gone by. It seems our love died, I never realized. And now it calls me from the mountains in the sky. Echo sounds of love, I really do miss you. Echo sounds of love, I really do miss you. A time for thinking, I've got more than I need. And you're my lady, I need you close to me. Tell me.
Getting closer.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I like it. Echo sounds of love, I got a kiss from Ninon now. Thank you very much.
That was amazing.
Okay.
See, I've never really heard him sing, and now
Unplugged.
I have, and it's
Sang right to you.
amazing. That was amazing.
Thank you.
What an honor that is to have him on my show, number one, and then his guitar, and then singing, and he got a smooch from me.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. Couldn't resist it. It's just one of those things. That's what women do.
Great personality. Excellent host. I've been on many shows, and she's very much on her own plateau.
I do have my own way. I don't know if it's good or bad, right or wrong. But there's no phoniness about me, that's for sure. It is how it is.
And one thing I've learned about Ninon is, and I really mean this, she combines humor with facts when she gets serious, humor, and she has a good presence. So I think that's why this show is successful.
Isn't that sweet? That's so nice. Well, mix them all together and then we make, well, there's Ninon.
Yeah, Ninon.
There's Ninon. There you go. Whatever, good, bad, right or wrong. But without guests like you, then I don't have a show. So it works both ways. It works. I can sit here all by myself and yak away, but after a while people are going to get bored. So with guests like you and what you're doing. Now, I want to go back to this acting. Are you going to acting school? Because I don't think you need it, but are you learning the trade a bit?
Yeah, well, I've met lots of contacts and everything, And I want to tackle it the same way I did music. Nobody taught me anything, to sing, to write, to play. And
it becomes your way.
yeah, just my way.
Didn't somebody else say that?
That one, right. I did it my way. But that's how I like to approach it. And then slide in those ballads that I have.
Yes.
Like You Keep Me Breathing on YouTube. It's a hit single I have that you could see the video filmed on the beach in where I live.
Well, where can they find that?
You go to YouTube
Yeah.
and you put Joe Chavira.
Joe Chavira.
Chavira, and then You Keep Me Breathing. And it's really...
Beautiful song.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Yeah. It's a song that is kind of for everyone because it takes you back to moments of beautiful moments that you think of, and which are very refreshing. And you've got something bad happening, which I've had a couple of things lately. But you think of songs like this.
Yeah.
It takes you away completely, and you say, "Oh, it's not all bad at all. It's wonderful." And that's how I think people want to come out of a movie, and you can portray that in a movie. So that means that you would like to do musicals. Do you know? There's never been. I haven't seen a musical with songs in it like a Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. I've never seen a musical film like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So maybe you
just gave me an idea.
Maybe if you bring up something like that, because there's always these musicals, but everybody's dancing and doing. I love them, but it's not like a Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, or Sammy Davis.
Like Marriage on the Rocks, kind of a...
Something, yeah. But all the ballads, and then the life, the history, like the history of you and where you're going and what you're doing and who you meet and who you haven't. You could have somebody playing Trini Lopez and somebody playing Frank Sinatra. You could put a whole movie together. I just made a movie for him.
What an idea. Ninon on me, yeah.
And then you got me in there as the loudmouth. Not really. Not really. But I can joke about myself because it's fun.
She'd be the cherry and the banana split.
Next thing I know, I'll be coming out of a cake like Marilyn Monroe. Woohoo, it's me! How can anybody get hold of you, reach you, book you, and do all these things and make this next movie? Because I think the first thing you need to do is write a small script, what you want, and then you need to present it to all the people out there and get the funding.
Right.
And then off we go.
Off we go. So to hear the music, go to Joe Chavira Music or JOE-Music.com. And if you go onto YouTube and just put my name, you'll find lots of stuff. And one other thing recently that I'm excited to say is I went worldwide on Google search. So when before I put, Elton John, Paul McCartney, and then that animated voice goes, Elton John's from England, and now they're doing it for me, and I'm loving it. So
I love that.
Really,
that's amazing. You keep going up and up and up, and now you're ready to make your entree into the film industry.
Yeah, I want to. And meeting great people like Ninon helps the next level and the next level.
Isn't that sweet? That's how humble he is. It's funny. He doesn't know this, but I was watching him when we were down at the Smith Center, and I was sitting there and I was watching how you were. And how polite and humble you were to everybody. Everybody, can I help you with this? Or can I do this for you? Can I help? You were just so humble. You don't see that a lot. They're sort of...
Yeah.
And you're not like that at all. You're just, and he just went around saying hello to everybody. Nobody really knew. They didn't know who he was. I knew who he was, and I thought it was fabulous. Great. Thank you again. Is this my last guest? I believe it is my last guest. And what are we saying? We're going out with a song. With a song in your heart, right?
You bet.
I love it. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon once again. And thank you to the Mariposa restaurant. Absolutely amazing in Las Vegas. It's actually on the corner of Sahara and Decatur. And it's fabulous here at night. You can take photographs here, apparently. I didn't know that, but you can. There's also a band here, so you could play in the band. You could get a band together and start playing here. And, of course, they've got cocktail and everything. And then, of course, Pureza, who is my producer, and her company is called Social Media Shows. And then, of course, you've got Nina de Rosa, whoever she is. And Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget, subscribe.
And I'd like to say one special thank you to Sir Alfred J. Demora. My
Oh,
long
where is
time,
he?
yeah.
Where
Was
is
he on your show?
Yes, he was on my show, but where is he now?
Well, he's in Palm Springs,
Oh.
and I've known him for like 10 years, him and his wife Yvonne, and he's managing a lot of stuff that I'm doing. He's very smart, very connected, and he's a great guy. So just to let you know, thanks, Al, if you're watching.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. We'll be back next week.